Hey everybody, how you all doing today? This is your girl, Splendora Styles. With today's Toxicity is for a lesson. It is called Pushing Past You. What am I talking about? This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you are in the mode, in the process of transitioning from your old self to your new self, from your less than ideal self to your new ideal self. It is hard, okay? And I'm not going to even try to make it seem like it's not hard because it is. Some things is easy for us to change, Some things we just want to be done with it. Whatever we have to do to get rid of it, we will. And then there are other things we want just as hard to get rid of, but for whatever reason, it doesn't leave. It doesn't go anywhere, or it'll go and it'll come back. It creates a vicious cycle, a depressing cycle, and it can make you feel bad and feel like you're not getting anywhere. And for me, just being transparent, procrastination has been a big thing all my life, and it is sometimes okay. So uh, uh, a lot of things I don't procrastinate on, okay, anymore because I'm learning the different reasons for procrastination, for putting things off, for not dealing with it. Sometimes things are very traumatic. Sometimes when you were a child, you did certain things. The backlash that you got from it kind of like permanently scars you. And because you were so young when it happened, sometimes you can't recall it as an adult. Okay. And one thing that I learned when it comes to procrastination is to just go ahead and do it. That's one of the biggest ways to heal it, and that's a no-brainer, right? It still doesn't make it easy. A lot of times we procrastinate, like sometimes I procrastinated out of fear of failure, because when I was younger I would try different things, and because I was young, because I was ignorant, didn't know what the end result required, or what was required to get the result that I wanted. It and in my mind, I can see the end result. I can see the beginning. I can see me winning in the end. But the little tiny steps to get there was always my Achilles heel, So I learned to research. I learned to read, and it went away to a degree. It didn't completely go away. It changed, okay? So before, I procrastinated because I didn't know for sure how the outcome was going to be. And now, or later, after that, I procrastinated because I didn't have all the information that I felt like I needed, And unfortunately, that can be a huge, huge, huge waste of time. We never get time back. We never get time back, And as we go along, if we really want to keep growing and getting better, and because we know we need to, we know that we are created for a purpose. Everybody has a purpose. Whether you know what that purpose is or not, whether you like that purpose or not, you have a purpose on this planet. You have several purposes on this planet as a man, as a woman, as a mother, as a father, as a brother, a sister, a friend, a colleague. You have several purposes, and it's advisable that we all fulfill as many of those check boxes on the list as we can. Like when you are at the job, and each shift has a checklist of duties to perform so that the company can continue to run smoothly. And it's the same way with our lives. We have certain boxes we need to check off. And one thing that we have to do is get past what people think and what people feel about us. We really have to get to a place where we are focused on us. And that's where I am, and that's where I've been for years now. Um, in some areas I've done great. In some areas I'm not so great. In unpacking yourself, understand I'm in my 50s. So that's a lot of unpacking to do. And I don't beat myself up for it. I don't make myself feel guilty. I talk sweet to myself. And, hey, girl, you did that today. It wasn't your best, but hey, hopefully, prayerfully, the creek don't rise. You have tomorrow. And in doing that, saying that right there can be a form of procrastination, putting it off until tomorrow. Tomorrow is not promised. We hoping it gets here. We hoping we see it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people do not see tomorrow. A lot of people do not see the end of today. And that's why procrastination brings such stress and such anxiety, pushing past you. Because when it all boils down, when you sit down and take a reflective look on the inside, you will realize the only someone that's stopping you is you. And sometimes you can be blind to yourself. And when it comes to you standing up to yourself, the old self, the self that you don't like, the self that doesn't seem to change, the self that doesn't seem to move, and the self that you can't seem to get past, what I will offer to you is a simple prayer to God, universe, Harold. Help me push past this. Help me to push past how I'm feeling. Help me to push past the depression, the anxiety, the fear, the shame, the regret, the expectations. Because sometimes we procrastinate out of the fact that we know someone expects us to fail. And somehow or another, no matter how we try not to fail, we fail. And that reinforces the person who doesn't believe in us. And it reinforces the feelings. The person that doesn't believe in you, and it reinforces you having to believe in yourself. Okay? So the way you get around that has worked for me is I have to forgive. I have forgiven the other person. I have forgiven myself. I make an assessment of myself, my strengths and my weaknesses. I buy my strength and I invest in my weaknesses. I take the time each and every day to fortify my weaknesses until I become strong in that area. When we were younger, they say, my good has to become better and my better has to become best, and I will not rest until my good is better and my better is best. I think that's how it goes. That's how we learned it, okay? So every day, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, do something when you feel the hesitancy to do it. Make sure there's no danger now, because fear and apprehension lets you know something is not right. It lets you know something is wrong. Don't push past it until you recognize that it's just old feelings, that it's just stress, that it's just truly anxiety. There is no real danger to you and your well-being. Okay, then you push past it. And the more you do that, it could be something, you guys, it could be something as simple as someone who's not used to combing their hair, someone who's not used to taking a bath, someone who's not used to cooking for themselves, someone who's not used to taking time with themselves, and when your spirit, when your inside, when your psyche is not happy, it will sabotage you. So you have to start taking time. It will sabotage you by making you late, making you mess up, making you miss something. But when you start recognizing who you are, what you are, and why, and start giving space to yourself, pushing past yourself that ignores you, pushing past yourself that pushes you down and puts everybody up, pushing past the self that makes you a doormat. Those are behaviors that are ingrained. Okay? When something is ingrained, it's a little bit more difficult to change and switch over from. But you can do it, because you can do all things through Jesus Christ that strengthens you. Universe, Harold, whoever you ascribe to. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's Jesus. Okay? I make no apologies, and neither should you. Okay? But be yourself. Be your authentic self. And every day, take some time to do something for you. Take the time to recognize you. Take the time to do something that makes you happy and you alone. Not the kids, not the man, not the woman, not society, not the preacher, not the teacher, not the boss. but something that solely makes you happy. I remember years and years ago when I was homeless, and there's I don't know why I'm stuttering, but there's a QT, a gas station, right? And they had this special 25-cent ice cream cup or cone or something like that, 50 cent. And every day, I didn't really have a whole lot of money, but I asked God for 50 cent to give me an ice cream cone every day. And I did that for years, and that's just my validation to myself that I'm worth it. That I could take a few minutes out and just enjoy the simple pleasure of eating an ice cream cone or ice cream cup. And then my grandkids, they started noticing, and they started. So then I needed $1.50, and that was just our time of bonding and enjoying life. You have to learn how to enjoy life, and sometimes if you are in your way, you have to push past you to get to you. Okay, so I'm praying for you. Pray for me that we all unpack and become and reveal and accept and embrace our true authentic self. Push past you, okay? I love you more than words can ever express. Bye now.